Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squad for boxing news and views from around the internet. The 2-minute show that was Deontay Wilder knocking out Dominic Breazeale in emphatic fashion on Showtime attracted a peak audience of almost 990,000 viewers, according to figures released by Nielsen Media Research. Overall, 1.1 million viewers watched the fight card live on TV, live through streaming, on demand and via the next day replay. It was Showtime's highest viewership for boxing since Wilder's last appearance in March 2018 against Luis Ortiz, which lasted 10 rounds and peaked at 1.2 million viewers. Prior to that, his 2017 rematch against Berman Stavern peaked at almost 900,000 viewers. The championship fight was competing with Game 3 of the NBA's Western Conference Finals between the Golden State Warriors and Portland Trail Blazers, which drew 7.2 million viewers. Tyson Fury says he's eyeing a rematch with WBC champion Deontay Wilder in March or April next year. The two fought to a controversial draw in December 2018, with Fury pulling out of the rematch, which had been ordered by the WBC. Fury will be fighting the unheralded German Tom Schwarz on June 15th in Las Vegas, a fight for which he's been promoting through several interviews in the United States in the last day or two. Fury states, "This fight, I've been told, it's likely to happen in March, April next year. That's the dates I've been given. I'll probably have another couple of fights in between if all goes well. I want to be active. I'm not playing anyone else's games." And speaking to TMZ, he also said Wilder's a bum. He's got a puncher's chance, that's it. Like I said, Wilder is a massive dosser, and he works for me. That's all Wilder is. He's a big dosser. Bum City, hashtag anytime, anyplace, anywhere. When we fight again, I promise he'll be looking at the stars. Deontay Wilder, go suck my nuts. If you want to do anything about it, come and fight me. If he's got anything to say, come see me. We'll have a bare-knuckle fight in Times Square this evening. But the WBC champion Wilder is convinced that Fury does not want the rematch, saying he knows he got knocked out. He didn't even know how he got off the ground or was on the ground. That's scary. He don't want to go through that again. And then he's telling people he felt the effects after the fight and how hard it was and how dangerous a fighter I am. I was informed that he was concussed as well. So I know he don't want this fight. His family don't want him to take this fight either, and that's okay. But management for both fighters are a little more optimistic, with Fury's promoter Frank Warren telling TalkSport that fight will happen. I'm absolutely convinced of it. I'm sure it's going to happen early next year. I was hoping it would happen by the end of this year, but Tyson's got a commitment on 15 June, and then Deontay's got a fight in the autumn. Shelley Finkel, Wilder's co-manager, told the BBC a rematch would be likely in 2020, but we'll decide in the next few weeks. I would say probably next year, but nothing's definite. The durable gatekeeper Joey DeWeco has been drafted into spar with unified heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua ahead of his June 1st fight against Andy Ruiz Jr. in New York. DeWeco, known as the Tank, is slightly shorter than Ruiz Jr., but is of a similar stocky build, although his style is somewhat different to Ruiz and his hand speed is nowhere near as quick. Joshua has been completing final preparations for the Ruiz Jr. fight in Miami. Meanwhile, Anthony Joshua's manager, Freddie Cunningham, has weighed in on the prospect of a Joshua and Deontay Wilder fight, telling Sky Sports, "Think if the fight is going to happen. It's going to be a 2-fight deal, whatever. So it's going to be one here and one there. It makes sense to do it that way. They are both huge names in their territories. Why not give the fans in America what they want and give the British fans what they want? So I think it will happen, possibly both, but I don't know which way round." Meanwhile, former heavyweight champion George Foreman hopes that the undisputed fight between Joshua and Wilder does happen. He says if Joshua and Wilder fight, it would be the biggest heavyweight fight of all time, bigger than anything if they actually fought. And on Wilder's recent knockout of Dominic Breazeale, the former champ says He hit so hard, like we did back in the day. He hit him so hard that I ran and went under my bed. My wife asked me, "Where are you going?" And I said, "I don't want him to come after me." That's a puncher, a real live puncher. In my day, with that right hand that he throws, I've never seen that before. That right hand is powerful. He could have probably knocked out anyone at any time in the heavyweight division. It don't matter if it was George Foreman, Mike Tyson, Joe Frazier. Anyone could have gotten it from him. Frank Warren says top heavyweights Joseph Parker, Alexander Povetkin and Derek Chisora have all been offered the July 13th fight against his new heavyweight Joe Joyce, which would be on the undercard of the Daniel Dubois and Nathan Gorman fight. Joyce's manager, Sam Jones, has come out on social media as a result, saying, "I don't want to hear anyone complain or talk Joe down. All of these men have been offered big money to fight Joe. When we say we want big fights, we meant it." If an opponent was to sign today to fight Joyce, they'd have a training camp of approximately 6 weeks or so leading into fight week. The forgotten man of the heavyweight division, Hughie Fury, returns this weekend against the relatively unknown but unbeaten Canadian Chris Norrad in Manchester. It will be Fury's first fight since being beaten in an IBF final eliminator by Kubrat Pulev in Bulgaria just over 6 months ago. The 24-year-old had a cut over his eye open up in that fight, which was an injury he was carrying into the fight. His trainer and father, Peter Fury, says, "I don't think the cuts bothered him too much since the Pulev fight. He's had the laser treatment on it and the eye looks absolutely fine. It's all good and he's been sparring without problems. It's all part of growing up and taking your instructions. A young fighter can make a fight harder than it is. He's got lots of potential and just has to unlock it." Hughie went into the fight with Pulev injured. Kerry Case looked at it and said it would open up, but we had the fight. We made no complaints. He did the best he could in a bad situation. He had no vision in one eye and still did the rounds. And on his son's next steps, should he get past Chris Norrad this weekend? He says, "Hughie's having 4 fights this year. He'll be busy. There will be 3 more after this. Every couple of months, he'll be out on Channel 5. The audience levels are phenomenal because it's free to air." The Polish heavyweight Izu Agono will have his first fight of 2019 on July the 6th against unbeaten countryman Lukas Rozanski. Agono has been out of the ring since May 2018, and in part that's because his trainer died in the lead-up to a December 2018 fight. The Swedish prospect Otto Wallin is set to face BJ Flores in July, according to multiple sources. Fringe contender Wallin's first US-based fight against Nick Kisner in April ended in a no contest due to cuts in the first round. And it appears the trash talk of Tom Little, something he's noted for, is getting under the skin of his July opponent, Australian heavyweight Lucas Brown.
I'm not sure how many people have actually seen it, but the amount of bullshit that comes out of Tom's little mouth is real. Like the guy's in the one of the biggest I've ever seen in my life. Every time he talks, I just want to punch it, which is good because I'll get the chance to punch the shit out of it very soon. But the guy just talks so much shit and really just. Wow, I don't understand. I don't understand how you can go through life talking that much bullshit, but yeah. 8 weeks left until I get to punch the shit out of his head and smile at the end, which is great. So, keep posted. 8 weeks, 27th of July, York Hall, punch Tom Little's face in. It's going to be fun, so keep watching.